Allie, great in her last start against Chicago, 4 1/3, just 1 earned run. It's a pitching staff that I think had so much potential at the beginning of this year, has not maybe played out exactly how they thought it would. But it doesn't mean that this Volts team cannot beat anyone in the league, as they proved last night. First pitch swinging. That is Leanne Good playing shortstop. Tiare Jennings going on the inactive list today. They actually activated Kirsten Roos, who will be up the middle, playing where Good was last night at second base. Take a look at this Carolina lineup, brought to you by Easton Reese Atwood, in the 2-spot, leads the way in all the big categories. Carter misses outside to Reese Atwood, who reached 3 times last night, all via free pass. Twice she was walked, once she was hit by a pitch. And a lot of that felt by design. They did not want to mess with Reese Atwood. It's a similar situation that we were seeing for quite a while with Portland with Megan Grant. It's who can sit behind Reese and dare them to throw it to her.
Well, and you could tell that it worked for the Volts last night, just taking Reese Atwood's home run power out of the game, putting her at first base a couple of times. Just want to be so careful with her. The Blaze in their last 5 games have played in such close ones, and the Volts know that. Their offense has been struggling to score runs. So by taking Reese Atwood, their best hitter, out of the equation, pitching her carefully, they raise their chances of winning those close games.
Atwood ground ball right side. There is Kirsten Roos. Just announced in the last few hours that she was picked up out of the reserve pool by the Volts. Spent 3 games with Oklahoma City last week. The interesting part for Roos is 2 of the 3 games she's played in this league this year came against Carolina. Obviously, Tiare Jennings is a big miss. She made a tremendous defensive play up the middle last night, but she goes on the temporary inactive list. So Good goes to short, Roos in at second base.
And Allie Carter brings a ton of experience to the circle for this Volts team. Hasn't been the most perfect appearances that she's had up to this point. I just feel like the Volts have had some bad luck, have lost a lot of close games, but because of her experience, her Olympic experience, he loves seeing her in the circle with her athleticism, screw, curve, off speed, and rise mix. She can bring it 69, 71 miles an hour. So she goes hard up in the zone and in with her screwball to these right-handed hitters. It's tough for them to get their barrels to.
Mentioned the close losses. 15 of the Volts' 31 losses in their first 2 years in the AUSL have come by 2 runs or less. That is 48.3% of their losses in very close games. Not often do you win a game in which you only have 2 hits in, but that's what Texas did last night. This time it will get by Good up the middle. It's a base hit with 2 outs for Devin Netz.
Where the Blaze are just going to have to be better at offensively is what they do with runners on base. So tough start for them in terms of 2 quick outs and getting a base runner on with 2 outs. But where they've struggled these last 5 games offensively is just advancing runners and what they've done with runners on base. Looking for them to strike out less with runners on base and execute more like that.
Nice opposite field swing by Bailey Klingler, and now Carolina in business with 2 outs in the inning. And to your point, Amanda, this 4-game losing streak, they have hit just 177 with runners on base. That's 11 for 62 at the plate. And with runners in scoring position, not much better. 6 for 30, good for a 200 average. They left 9 runners on the base paths last night. 3 times they had the first 2 batters of an inning on base and didn't score. Alyssa Brito at the plate, turns on this pitch. You hear the ooh from the crowd because she hit it a mile, but it's foul. Brito was the spark in a come-from-behind win over Oklahoma City last week. Led off an inning with a solo home run, and then Bailey Klingler came up about 5 or 6 batters later and hit a go-ahead grand slam. Carolina since that has struggled in this game and really probably the next 2 here in Texas. must win if the Blaze want to get into the top 3.
Yeah, it would be big for them to come out and score early with Carlin Pickens getting the start today, who has been so great for this Blaze team. Just an awesome addition in the circle, but has just been lacking run support in her last few starts. Has been pitching a lot of close games, high duress innings that she's pitched in as of late.
Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Carta, and she strands a pair of 2-out singles. Tex
her a lot, and she has picked up where she left off when from her career in her senior year at Tennessee. 2.37 ERA and almost 50 innings pitched in this league against some of the best hitters in the world as a rookie is extremely impressive. Still going to be the hard thrower that you've grown to know from Carlin Pickens. 74, 75 miles an hour, the hardest thrower in our game.
Even after the 4-0 start, she's 0 for 5 since that stretch, but she's had a sub 3.4 ERA in doing it, which would still be, over the course of the season, one of the better marks in the league.
Came in after Kaylani Ricketts. Alicia Ocasio got the start. Ricketts came in. Pickens came to close late in the game and took the loss on a sacrifice fly by this woman stepping in the box right here.
Riley Boone leads it off for Texas and takes the first pitch low for ball 1. So Boone played the hero last night, the sacrifice fly walk-off. Binford and Mulipola back into the lineup in the 3-4 spots after not starting last night. What do you like most about that lineup?
I like Riley Boone at the top, and the speed, the lefty speed of Boone and Coffey at the top. Binford is having a career year at the plate. Seen her a lot in the circle as well.
So starting lineup brought to you by Rawlings for the Texas Volts.
Just 3 left-handed hitters in this Volts lineup against Pickens, who has been so good against left-handed hitters. Lefty is just hitting 175 off of Pickens compared to righties, getting at a 213 clip. Higher slugging percentage for those right-handed hitters as well.
Strike 2 to Boone, full count to start things off. Riley Boone trying to give this lineup plenty to see from Carlin Pickens, who picked up 2 wins over them back in the very early stages of this season. The wind is kind of whipping here in Round Rock right now. Starting to see some cloud cover that's been in and out in the last couple hours leading up to this game. But look at that wind.
Yeah, it's definitely picked up from the 4-mile-an-hour wind probably an hour ago when we got to the stadium. There's maybe weather a little bit closer around, might be rolling in.
Into left field at Mackenzie Clark, and there's 1 out.
Pickens has had a lot of success against this Volts team. She did take that loss last night, but when you look at what she's done against them this season, she's pitched just over 10 innings, and with runners on base, she has been exceptional. They're just 1 for 17 against her, have not had a hit with runners in scoring position, and only given up 2 earned runs in just about 11 innings that she's pitched against them.
Despite all this bad luck we were talking about, she just keeps coming back, keeps performing. Barely 16 hours maybe after the end of the game last night, and then you get the ball to start this game, and they know what's at stake. They understand likely this is a must-win game. Tap left side for Anna Gold, who did not start at third last night. She was the DP, but makes the play.
Yeah, this absolutely is a must-win game for the Volts. We said it earlier, must-win game for the Blaze. The Volts are out of postseason contention, and their possibilities of finishing the top 3 in the standings are out. However, Carolina is fighting for something and paying close attention to what's happening in Portland between the Cascade and the Chicago Bandits playing each other tonight.
Over to Gold again. Steps in, throws to first. 1-2-3 start for Carlin Pickens. 0-0, very similar look to what we saw last night.
Guys compete for each other. I feel like the defense made some amazing plays, and then, of course, like the hit at the end to walk it off was amazing.
7-8-9 due up in the second inning against Ali Carter. Jenna Laird will lead it off.
Nyjah, coming into this professional career of yours, what did you think it was going to be like versus maybe what it's actually been like for you? What's been different? What's been similar? What did you think coming in?
Yeah, obviously softball's the same. I mean, it's a yellow ball and a bat, but honestly, the thing I wasn't expecting is just like how hard it can be. Of course, of course, I was expecting a challenge, but it's a completely different. It is a different game, but just being able to compete against the best every day, I think just makes me better.
Throw gets away from Leanne Good. It's going to allow Laird to get up to second base. With you saying that, what has been, because your last two starts have been really good, what maybe have you changed, or how do you feel differently now versus a month ago?
Yeah, I think things are just starting to click. I feel like I've just been working on a lot of stuff like in the bullpen, and I would owe a lot of credit to Coach Josh. He's really been working with me and just trying to feel like myself again. And then, I don't know, I feel like this team's starting to come together at the right time, which is nice.
Mackenzie Clark now at the plate, takes ball one.
All right, Nyjah, come on, talk a little pitching with me. What mechanically have you been working on in the bullpen with Coach Josh? Like, what are some changes that you've made?
Yeah, I feel like for me especially, a lot of my career, especially early on, I've been a lot inside to righties. So especially in this pro league, we've worked more like curveball into lefties and just try to establish that, especially these hitters. There's not a break 1 through 9, so just really trying to go throw the ball to both sides of the plate and especially get my changeup going and making sure that's good. Keeping hitters off bounds at this level is really important.
Nyjah, take us back. When you were young, I am curious, for elite athletes like yourself, what point in your young softball playing life were you like, okay, I might be pretty good at this?
I don't think it was until my junior year in high school. I don't know. For a long time, I always threw the ball hard, but I didn't have any spin, so it was just straight. But I want to say sophomore, junior year is when things start to click a little bit.
How have you been taking care of your body, going from a long college season, playing in the finals at the Women's College World Series, straight into being a pro? What's that been like to take care of your body, and how have you been doing it?
Yeah, a lot of ice baths, a lot of treatment, and just a lot of rest. Trying to just knowing what my body needs, trying to eat right, and things like that. It has been a long several months of playing softball, so just knowing what my body needs and listening to it.
And still more to come. Tell us, after the pro season, you'll go with Team USA right away, or will you have a little bit of a break?
Yeah, we'll have a little bit of a break, but basically straight off to Oklahoma City, but I'm excited. I mean, playing for this country is going to be fun, and then, just being able to compete against even more amazing athletes from different countries.
Okay, and then what's your fall and winter and the rest of the year like for you when all that's done?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep on training. I mean, I have so many things I think I want to work on and just get better at, so just trying to develop my game and get ready for next summer.
Nyjah, thank you so much for the time. Congrats on a great performance last night.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
And she has such a bright future ahead of her in the pro league. We've already seen what she can do, of course, at the college level, but now she's starting to figure it out. The wheels are starting to turn a little bit at the next level, and man, was she special last night.
I love just how she's dedicated to finding ways to get better, and that's something that you heard about her from the Volts coaching staff, is how open she is to working hard on her mechanics and approaching her pitching differently and wanting to be better for this team, for herself, for the U.S. national team. I mean, she just has so much motivation and competitiveness inside of her, and for 4 years we have seen her pitch in the biggest moments and come through. And it's just been awesome to watch her pitch. I mean, we talked about this yesterday, but watching her pitch at the Women's College World Series for 4 years, twice with Stanford and then twice with Texas Tech, and seeing her step up on that field at the Women's College World Series in the biggest moments with runners on, it just never gets old, no matter what uniform she's wearing.
Back to Carter, just went off her glove, and you see the reaction from Ali Carter. She can't believe it. Likely would have been able to get a force out at third base, but now here's one of these opportunities for Carolina. Bases loaded, no outs.
Yeah, I'm going to put this down as an error. We'll see if they put it down as a hit, but an error, hit by pitch, and then another error in this inning as Carta is finding herself with the bases loaded, top of the Blaze lineup coming up. This Volts fielding percentage and defense, despite performing well last night and throwing a shutout in the circle by Kennedy, and with their defense backing her up, they've really struggled this year, and they have the lowest fielding percentage in the league, putting themselves into a pickle right now.
last night was just the 5th time all year they had a game without an error, and they had not done it in back-to-back games. And of course, after a couple in this inning, they will not do it today. And that was ruled an error. Back to the top of the order with bases loaded. Aubrey Leach takes ball 1 upstairs. This has got to be the moment for Carolina to get out of this slump with runners on, with runners in scoring position, and to put themselves in prime position with Carlin Pickens in the circle to win this game. Strike 1 from Carta.
Yep. The moments that we talked about earlier in this game, just finding ways to get it done with runners on base, and already no strikeouts first time through for the Blaze against Carta, but finding ways to put the ball in play, execute with runners on is going to be huge for them in this game.
Aaliyah Binford, who kind of rare last night. We did not see Aaliyah Binford come in. It's because Naija Kennedy was so excellent. Binford has made more appearances than anyone in this season, and she is warming up right now. 2-2 count to Leach. You talked about it too, the strikeout numbers in these types of situations, which is what they have to avoid. 3-2.
I know in this situation, if you're Aubrey Leach, the Carta has to come with something pretty sweet here. With Reese Atwood on deck, she absolutely needs an out. Bases loaded. Leach should get something good to hit here.
Leach right side. Romero coming home. They get the force. They get 2. Sierra Romero quickly bringing that home, and Mulipola firing to first for the double play.
Well, that's so hard.
Mulipola firing to first for the double play.
Well, that's so hard to do with Aubrey Leach and getting good speed down the line, starting in the left-handed batter's box. But Sierra Romero gets it to Mulipola quick, and she positions her body. She takes a couple of steps in foul territory so that she has a lane to be able to make that throw home. And then Mulipola is so quick with a gun to first base. And that's exactly what the Volts needed.
Well, and guess what? Reese Atwood with a base open.
I was going to say, and now you know exactly what to do with Reese Atwood. That first pitch is very clear with how they're going to attack her, in my opinion. I'm surprised, honestly, they're just not putting her at first base. Why even throw the pitches, risk a pass ball with trying to stay off the plate in this league? You can just say we want to walk her and put her at first base.
Devin Netz is a dangerous hitter on deck, but they appear that they will roll the dice with Netz over Atwood, or will they? Atwood to left center field, and that is why you don't throw to Reese Atwood. A 3-run shot with a base open, and she clears him. Number 7 on the year for Atwood.
Why pitch to her? The first 2 pitches weren't even close. The next one is right down the heart of the plate. And with the way that Reese Atwood is swinging the bat this year as a rookie, she's not going to miss that. And she wants in on this action and a chance to give her team the lead like she just did.
Unbelievable moment in this game. We welcome those of you who just watched the women's final at Wimbledon. We welcome you to Round Rock, Texas. AUSL action. Texas taking on Carolina. Game 2 of this series alongside Amanda Scarborough and Anna Camden. I'm Chucky Kempf. Just saw a massive moment in this game just seconds before we switch networks with Reese Atwood hitting a 3-run home run in a situation where it just looked like there was no doubt they were going to walk her and put her on first base.
They walked her twice in yesterday's game that the Blaze got shut out in extra innings. The Volts and Naija Kennedy got the start through the complete game, got her first professional win and complete game last night. The Volts won, and they did that by pitching around Reese Atwood. They walked her twice, didn't want anything to do with her. Seemed like that was what they were going to do again, and then she got a pitch to hit in a 2-0 count and gave them the lead.
gets out in front, makes it a 3-2 count. Ground ball left side. Liss takes care of it. Reese Atwood.
Those frustrating results. Well, she told me that's the gig of a pitcher. You have to take both the wins and the losses. And she said it doesn't do anyone any good to focus on the things that she can't control. She said, of course it's frustrating, but it's not my job to be the savior. It's my job to give my team a chance. And that's her focus in the circle today. Amanda, you know a thing or two about pitching. If you were Carlin's pitching coach, what would your advice be for her today as she gets this start?
To tell her to keep thinking what she voiced to you, Anna, because what's so awesome about Carlin Pickens, she's a rookie in this league, but she had this pro mindset that she just described to you really her entire career at Tennessee. So it's this mindset that is also fueling the physical stuff that she has that has led to her rookie success. It has led to her being the hardest thrower in the world, throwing 75, 76 miles an hour and just staying so consistent, growing along the way, and going to give up an extra base hit here.
Takes a big hop off the wall. Deja Mulipola trying to respond in the second inning. That's what they expect from Deja. Double down the line.
Look at how she gets down to this drop ball that just shoots it right down the line. I mean, that was about a ball off the plate and a Carlin Pickens drop ball at 74 miles an hour. So Mulipola, so strong, 81 miles an hour exit velocity off of her bat, which is one of the hardest exit velocities that we've seen in the league this summer.
Pickens bounces back at 75 miles per hour with strike one to Jackie Liss. And 1-2-3 in that first inning, couple ground outs and a line out to left field.
And for Carlin Pickens, the way that she started out her rookie year was pitching complete games and going deep into games and getting a ton of run support from this Blaze team. But then all of a sudden, about halfway through her last starts, that run production stopped from the Blaze offense. They've kind of been sputtering here in their last games. And you mentioned it, it's not because Carlin has been pitching poorly that her record has changed and that she's now had some extra losses next to her name. It's because the Blaze offense have not been supporting her. Her last 4 starts are hitting just 224, is scoring over 3 runs a game. But look at her first 3 starts, almost 10 runs a game, hitting almost 400 when she got the ball.
Left side, nice job by Laird, who backhands it to first. And after the leadoff double, a quick 2 outs for Carlin Pickens. And Strand Mulipola at third base.
But we talked about it, those numbers with Carlin Pickens' lack of offense supporting her last 4 starts. I mean, it's kind of what she went through this year at Tennessee. And even to the point where Tennessee started out the season in February scoring a ton of runs when she was in the circle, and they had a great pitching staff even outside of Carlin Pickens. But Tennessee's offense came out swinging and scoring a lot of runs, just like the Blaze offense this year. And then that offense for Tennessee went away. The offense for the Blaze have went away, and it's put a lot of pressure on her to pitch in close games.
See a revamped Tennessee coaching staff, too, for Karen Weekly. Aubrey Leach, who's out in center field for Carolina, elevated to a full-time assistant. They also bring in Aaron Earlywine from Texas, the former Missouri head coach.
Yeah, and it's just been a blast to see his pitch to Reese Atwood. There's Reese Atwood winning 2 national championships here in Austin at Texas, playing for Aaron Earlywine this past year, as you mentioned. But Carlin Pickens and Reese Atwood knew each other before playing together on the Blaze, and they become even closer as a battery.
Pickens paints the outside corner and strikes out Roos. So after that leadoff double, she goes 1-2-3, and it's still a 0 on the board for Texas.
Innings and a vintage Nyjah Kennedy complete game performance.
Klingler, Brito, and Gold coming up for Carolina here in the top of the third. 3-run lead for them against Ali Carta. 2 errors by the Volts defense in the last inning led to that moment for Reese Atwood. And just to clarify on that situation too, because you had mentioned it, but in the pros, you don't have to throw the pitches if you wanted to intentionally walk someone. Obviously, that did not end up being what Texas wanted to do, but you could just say, go ahead, put her on first, no pitches have to be thrown, still goes down as an intentional walk. This is into center where Riley Boone is, and there's 1 out.
She's so big for the Blaze to get on the board first in this game. It's something that they've been looking for, just a swing like that to clear the bases, or a big swing with runners in scoring position or runners on. They've been struggling offensively here in these intense games where in the standings they need to win to try to clinch one of those top 3 spots in the standings to make the playoffs.
It's kind of a flip from last year too, because you look at all those close games that Carolina had last year. They finished last in the league, but their offense was more of their bread and butter. They had a series early last year against Utah in which they scored 26 runs. And it wasn't just one game. They scored 6 or more in each game, 26 runs total in a 3-game series, and got swept. Now you see this run that they've been on as of late, 4 straight losses, all by 2 or fewer runs, and the offense just has not been there for this pitching staff that's been the 2nd best in the AUSL after being last in ERA and so many other pitching categories last year.
Their pitching is keeping them in these close games. Alicia Ocasio is having a tremendous year. Kaylani Ricketts, a longtime veteran. We saw both of them pitch in yesterday's game, and then Pickens come in when it was scoreless in the 7th and then pitch into the 8th.
Rito into the stands, where a fan makes a nice catch.
Did a good job of catching that. Went right to him.
Great crowd here in Round Rock. Last night was awesome. The atmosphere was incredible. They got treated to a fantastic game in which the hometown Volts won.
And Tegan Cavan, the 2-time national champion, the pitcher at Texas. Throughout the first pitch, they celebrated their national championship from this past year, of course, winning 2 years in a row.
And gets away. Alyssa Brito is on with 1 out. Sunday on ESPN, the NWSL season rolls on. Seattle Reign takes on the Portland Thorns at 4 Eastern. You can catch that game live on ESPN or stream it on the ESPN app.
We got to go to the Seattle-Portland WNBA game, and it was electric. That seems like forever ago now, but 3 or 4 weeks ago, we had so much fun at that game.
Crowd was unbelievable that night for Portland. Chance for 2 here. Roos, quick turn. Second time the Volts have rolled a pair tonight. Defense a little up and down, but they'll take this all.
I think anyone can tell that the AUSL is where it's at. They do things the right way. They bring so many fans out and are playing in such good venues and playing in cities that really support women's sports. And I can't wait to see where it grows, and I can't wait to hopefully play on one of these teams one day. And just with the level of talent and the girls that have bought into this from the very beginning and have seen the days when pro softball wasn't so great, and to be here, I just props to all of them, all of the veterans that have been out here grinding away for this moment, and for all the girls that are looking up to.
Series so important. Even the Bandits in Portland series, and then Spark and Utah series, both of them have so many implications. Utah leading the way right now, a game in front. Oklahoma City trying to chase down Portland and Chicago, just like Carolina is. One of the things I love to hear from Tegan Cavan there, by the way, is that she is looking forward to hopefully playing on one of these teams one day. We are also looking forward to that moment.
Yes, same. I was going to follow up what she said there, the fact that we can't wait to see her in an AUSL uniform, whenever that might be. But she would be a great addition to this league.
She talked about the veterans who have kept it going all those years. This is one of them. Sierra Romero 8th-year pro, has announced she will retire at the end of this season. Hard to imagine softball without Sierra Romero, but she won't go far. She actually joined the Athletes Unlimited Board of Directors this year as an athlete representative, which is just a huge deal. And she walks here to lead off the third.
I'm so used to penciling in her name on one of these teams and playing with Athletes Unlimited for many years in different iterations that we've seen.
Jayla Lassiter will run for Romero. The substitution sorted out, and now Leanne Good comes to the plate in the 9 spot. 0 for 2 with a walk yesterday. Texas versus Tennessee here for Pickens and Good. Saw plenty of each other this year, especially when it was all on the line in Oklahoma City.
And these 3 rookies up the middle of the field right now with Leanne Good at bat, Reese Atwood back behind the plate, and Carlin Pickens pitching in the circle. 3 of the top-selling jerseys of the 10 that were listed out earlier in the week by AUSL. Merch sales for the league up 200% from last year, and several of the top jersey sellers are in our matchup today, including Carlin Pickens being number 1.
What percentage of the 200 do you have a hand in?
I don't know, but I want it all. Like I want it all. I want to tell other people about it because I love all the gear. The team hats are just so good this year, and the AUSL gear is good. The team gear is good. It's really, I love it all.
1-2, Pickens gets Good swinging for out number 1.
So the crazy thing about Carlin Pickens, we talked about how she is the hardest thrower in the world. 75, 76 miles an hour down the zone with her drop ball, and her changeup is that pitch right there. 66 miles an hour is going to be the speed of her changeup. So a 10-mile-an-hour drop, despite it still being 66 miles an hour, which is some of the top speeds of some of the pitchers in the league as professional pitchers.
Carlin dealt with a little bit of an injury this year at Tennessee, missed a couple weeks, but came back lights out, was part of that fantastic staff. Reese Atwood trying to pick off Lassiter. Sage Marjetko, Aaron Newer, Carlin Pickens. That is a dangerous trio. And a good chance we see more Tennessee arm in the league next year.
Well, we've seen Pickens a lot. This is her 13th appearance for this Blaze team. They've used her a lot as a starter. They've used her a lot as a closer. They just really have liked what they've seen from Carlin Pickens, and she's one of the top strikeout pitchers, or the top strikeout pitcher in the league. She's doing this as a rookie, Chucky. One of the top candidates for Rookie of the Year alongside her battery mate back behind the plate, Reese Atwood.
Up and into Boone, who fouls it off 2-2. It's going to be really interesting. The one thing we have not seen them do is start her twice in a 3-game series. But with the way this is shaping up, good chance she's going to start one of the 2 games midweek against Chicago. If they are within striking distance of a top 3 spot heading into that 3-game series next weekend against Oklahoma City, would you be surprised if you see Carlin in Game 1 and Game 3 as the starter?
Yeah, not at all. Another strikeout there on the changeup. Again, they're starting to use that pitch a little bit more. So 4 strikeouts today for Carlin Pickens. This changeup a little bit more up at the eyes, and Riley Boone just swats at it, trying to get a piece. Sells that pitch very well. But you notice she's just in such good shape. You talk about Carlin Pickens and how hard she throws. She is a tremendous athlete. She fields her position very well. This is an athlete that played basketball and volleyball at a very high level in high school. She stands at over 6 feet tall. I mean, I think that you could put her in any sport and she would probably excel at it. So just a really good athlete in top shape.
So you're saying we need Carlin and Anna one-on-one.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Dana Sorensen would like it less. Keep her off the basketball courts.
Her and Anna kind of look alike, a little bit too tall, blonde. I could see them going up against each other, and I'd love to see a little basketball game, a little one-on-one. I wonder if Anna would be down. She's got to go run and get her mic. She's like, I got to get in on this.
Pitch outside to Danica Coffey, 1-1. Okay, Anna, so you're down 1-on-1 if we can get Carlin in.
Okay, I don't know if that's the smartest move for this point of her career in the season, but Chucky, I literally, the second Amanda said basketball, I knew that was coming. You're getting a little predictable up there.
Oh, that's cruel.
I love it.
For those of you who don't know, Anna played Division I college basketball at Penn State and at Richmond. And Coffey goes down swinging. So Carlin Pickens walks the lead off, but strikes out 3 straight, and she has struck out 5 of the last 6 outs.
Away. But as long as it's breaking, and your curveball looks really good today, I think just using that until we have to adjust to her. Money, money. I know she's still a good hitter at the end of the day, and we don't want her to run into something, but I think just like balls going downward is her weakness. And then if she does make contact, she can't do anything with it. You want to bounce pitches off each other? Like I'll call one, you call one?
Sure. I'll pitch immediately.
Literally yell at me. Okay. Just say hands up, or Deja go. Okay? Have a day. Let's have some fun. Come on.
Well, this inning, we are going amid the action with Deja Mulipola, presented by Zillow. She is mic'd up behind the plate. Jenna Laird leads off the inning for the Blaze. Deja, thanks for doing this so much. Talk to us a little bit about Allie Carter. We got to hear some of your pregame talks, but what's the relationship like with the veteran Allie?
Oh, yes. We've been together for a really long time, thanks to the national team. She's just a pro. I love working with her. Obviously, we came back from Japan a little later than the season had started, so not on the same team out there, but happy to be on the same team here in the States. Good job!
Ground ball to Leanne.
Yes.
Good, and there's 1 out.
Good job, Leanne! Good job, Card.
Deja, who did you look to catching-wise growing up to model your game after?
Honestly, my cousin, Brittany Moyai, she played at UCLA. She was a catcher. We went through the same Batbuster organization, so she was always in my ear, as well as her dad, Junior Moyai. So having them in my back pocket as I was a child, good job, was a person that I could look up to at a young age.
Mackenzie Clark up with 1 out, 0-1 count.
Yes, I love it. Good job.
Deja, we've had so much fun hearing from players, especially that are playing in Japan too. Like, what is your softball calendar like? Take us from January to December and what your year looks like in softball.
Oh, I'm playing softball year round. And I love it. Okay. And I love it. This year I went out to Japan February 1st, and then here I am rolling into the AUSL. Gonna roll into the national team as soon as this wraps up, and then come back for All-Star Cup. So, and then I head back out to Japan. Good job. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So I'm busy 11 out of the 12 months of the year, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Do you ever hit her look back at you like you're crazy when you're doing this?
Never. I feel like we're all pretty friendly here. Good job!
What does that off-speed pitch do movement-wise that Carter throws?
You know, she tunnels it so well off of all of her pitches. It's a sneaky little ball. Spins a lot, just an off-speed curve that she's throwing. Good job! Yes!
Strikeout number 1 for Allie Carter.
You just saw that. Good job.
Deja, what is something either in your catching game or hitting game that you're focused on and working on right now?
Honestly, just being hard out, being very competitive at the plate, and then also being smart behind the dish, being what my pitchers need, communicating a lot, constantly just improving my game as much as I can, whether it's here, Japan, national team, anything like that.
Alicia Ocasio up with 2 outs.
Good job.
Deja, before we let you go, we got 2 outs. Just want to ask about that win last night. I know you didn't start behind the dish, but it's been a tough season. There's no doubt about it. There was just a grittiness about that performance. What do you feel like led to that?
I think just staying true to us as athletes, as individuals. Obviously, when you're not getting the result, good job, the result that you want, you can kind of get inverted, get a little down. But I think just, you know, the competitive spirit that we all have, whether it's as a team, as an individual, whatever it is, showed last night. You saw Nyjah you saw her stomps, and that's just a credit to the competitor that she is. So I think that one was definitely a team win, regardless of what our record is. Good job.
Well, thanks for joining us, Deja. And just, you definitely stole strike 2, that off-speed pitch, low and away. That was all you, girlfriend, to get strike 2 and put her in a pitcher's count. So thanks for joining us. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you guys for having me. Always a joy to talk to you guys.
Deja Mulipola, one of the best in the business. She is softball all year round. She'll go with the national team right after this. They've got the WBSC World Cup group stage. That's coming in September. There's a lot of different stuff for Team USA coming up. There's an event at the end of July, the International Cup. There's 2 different teams. But Deja will be on the team that will play at the WBSC World Cup group stage. That is a line drive by Ocasio to good. So Deja Mulipola on the mic, absolutely dishing it out behind the plate for Ali Carter. 1-2-3 inning. 5-6 years ago, started her college career at Tulsa, and now here she is. We're talking about her as a potential Rookie of the Year in the AUSL. Carlin Pickens right there as well, trying to bolster her rookie resume with a win today. Ground ball right side off the bat of Aaliyah Binford, and there's 1 out. 2 base runners in this game off Carlin. A leadoff double in the second by Deja Mulipola, who's coming up to the plate right now, and a leadoff walk in the 3rd inning to Sierra Romero, but she has struck out 5. And those 5 strikeouts have come in the last 7 outs she's recorded.
And all of her strikeouts have come with a runner on base, which says a lot about her mindset and how she's able to level up in those big moments. But how about Deja Mulipola leveling up back behind the plate, being able to do that amid action with us and call pitches and do it all back behind the plate while talking to us. Super impressive.
Reese Atwood has a glove issue, and so who does she go to but Kayla Kowalik, who is on the injured list currently.
It's Kayla Kowalik, who is coaching at Texas Tech against Reese Atwood at Texas for the national championship this year.
Women's Sports Sundays continue with the WNBA as Chicago takes on Dallas this Sunday at 7 Eastern. Watch on ESPN Disney Plus and stream it on the ESPN app. Talking about Carlin playing basketball earlier, I feel like we could put together a pretty decent 5 out of the AUSL, maybe even out of these 2 teams. Mackenzie Clark out in left field for Carolina was a really good basketball player in high school. We've got Anna, who we can throw in there too.
Megan Grant was on the UCLA women's basketball team, won a national championship with them. I think we could do it.
Yeah.
Well, and softball players are only getting taller at this point. When I played back in my day, I'm 5'5". I never felt like I was overly short on the field with players. But now we go down on the field pregame, talk to the college players, AUSL players. I am looking up to everybody. They're all so tall now.
Tegan Cavant came up in the booth yesterday, and you took a picture with her. I had to take one of you and one of her, and then we photoshopped them so you were in the same frame pretty much.
I posted that on Instagram and got so many messages of how tall is she? What's your height difference? I didn't know that she was that tall, and she does look taller in person standing next to her than I feel like what she looks like on the field.
Jackie List trying to get it going for Texas, who is 0 for 6 with runners on base today. They were 0 for 6 with runners on base last night. Two-0 count to List. This is tapped up front. Atwood, strong arm, and they'll say she is safe at first. It originally looked like Carlin Pickens was going to come get that ball about 2 feet in front of home plate. She darted out of the circle.
She sure did get there quick, and Reese Atwood had to navigate around the bat that is right out in front of home plate too. It didn't look like she got the best read off of it, but she actually thought it went to her right. And again, she had to maneuver around the bat down there in order to get her feet set to make that throw. I think I would have challenged that. I'm surprised that they're not.
It's a weird spot not to challenge it just because you have 2. You're already halfway through the game, and This is somewhat of an important part right here. You're one swing away from this being a tie ball game.
And Carlin Pickens' changeup has been so effective this second time through. Really, it started in the third inning against Leanne Good. All 3 of her strikeouts in that third inning after the leadoff walk were on the changeup. Being able to use that pitch a little bit more, used it there again. The second time through, I mean, when you look at through the lineup times against Carlin Pickens, meaning first time through, second time through, third time through, her numbers really don't change. It's not like there's a big increase in batting average like you see with some pitchers when hitters get more looks at them the second and third time through. I mean, she actually gets better as the game goes on.
Let me ask you this. Did you work on covering first base as a pitcher in college? Was that something you guys worked on in defensive practice?
Never.
Carlin Pickens, before the game, and we've seen this year from her. You see it in baseball all the time. Slow roller to the right side, something that brings the first baseman off the bag, pitcher covers. They actually worked on that pregame in their defense with Carlin. She was the only pitcher, though, that went through that routine of covering first base on a play to the right side. And we've seen her do it in a game this year and record an out, and it just made me think of that with how quickly she came out of the circle to try and field that bunt, but gets her 6th strikeout right there of Jaden Goodwin.
Her last 4 strikeouts have been on the changeup. She is leaning into that pitch and eating up these Volts hitters with that pitch right now.
Inside ball 1 to Kirsten Roos. With Jaden Goodwin, who just struck out, was Roos's teammate for a year at Georgia. Roos transferring from Coastal Carolina to Georgia for her final collegiate season. Still looking for her first pro hit. This is just her 4th game as a professional, first with Texas. It is 0 for 11 at the plate so far. Two and one. There's actually a great video. Kirsten Roos was coaching a travel ball team when she got the call that Oklahoma City needed her, and there was a awesome video of their reaction coming into her hotel room and celebrating with her that she was going to be a pro. Ground ball left side for Gold. Gold falling down, but makes the throw. That'll do it for the 4th inning. It is Carolina 3. Lead it off this inning for Carolina. Anna Camden has more on her.
A lot of athletes have a reason behind a number they choose to wear on their jersey, and for Aubrey Leach, that has always been her dad. She wore number 10 for most of her career because that was the number that he wore, but when she became a pro, that number was already taken, so she decided to pick 75 again in honor of her dad, but this time also in honor of her dad's service to the Marine Corps in the United States. The Marine Corps' birthday is November 10th, 1775, and Aubrey said it's a unique way of paying respect to her dad and to the Marines, and she said it means the world to her to be able to wear that number.
And what a tremendous player she's been, and a great young mind in the game. And the other format of Athletes Unlimited is a company started with softball back in 2020. It's that leaderboard format where the players kind of do everything. They draft their own team every week. We still have that in August. It's called the All-Star Cup now. But Aubrey's always been one of those that I think has thrived in that environment because she's such a great softball mind, incredibly high IQ, and now, of course, a full-time assistant for Karen Weekly at Tennessee. Ground ball right side. Roos gets it on the short hop and makes the play, 1 out. So interesting to think of these coaches, too, especially the college coaches that are on these fields and what they now deal with in the summer. It's always been a tall task to do both, but especially in the last 5 years or so with the transfer portal. I would just love to see a day in the life of Aubrey Leach in her working as an assistant on the road for Tennessee while also staying at the height of her game.
Yeah, if your coaches at the collegiate level like Kara Dill and Ricky Woodard, the head coaches of the Blaze and Volts.
Reese Atwood flies this out to center. 2 quick outs for Carta.
And how about the way that these fans love Reese Atwood so much? She's on the visiting team, but definitely a fan favorite. I'm sure they loved seeing her home run that she hit earlier this game. So much respect for Reese Atwood, of course, playing right here in Austin at Texas, and many of these fans wearing burnt orange today.
That 3-run shot earlier might have been her favorite of the year, just where she is playing right now. That is down the third base line. Another base hit for Devin Netz, who's settling in nicely into the cleanup spot. 2 for 3 now today. All 3 of the Blaze runs in the second, thanks to Reese. They've had runners on in the other innings. Stranded the bases loaded back in the first. Very nearly didn't get anything out of that second inning. Aubrey Leach grounded into a double play just moments before that, which made us think that there was no way Reese Atwood was going to get pitched to, and it didn't look like it. First 2 pitches were not competitive. They were way outside. They brought the 2-0 too close.
Well, and outside of that home run, Allie Carta has pitched very well. She just got herself into some trouble, and her defense got her into trouble with 2 errors in that inning and a hit by pitch. So when you just look at her command, there's been some moments where she's had some walks and hit by pitch in this game, but she's mostly been able to work out of it, including working out of a bases loaded jam that included a walk in the first inning.
4 2/3, 4 hits, and 3 unearned runs for Allie Carta. Volts on the right side of a close game last night after having 6 losses by 2 or fewer runs this season. Carta puts up another 0, still 3-0. 3-time first-team All-American, 2-time SEC Pitcher of the Year, and the #1 overall pick. Had a fantastic reaction on draft night, on the sitting with her parents and hearing her name called by a team that resides in her home state. She's from Weaverville, North Carolina, so she's playing about 3-4 hours from her hometown. Carolina plays their home games at Smith Family Stadium at Duke. We also got to go to the Durham Bulls Athletic Park for a series earlier this year, which was fantastic, but it's the perfect setting for Carlin Pickens in her rookie season. And it's just been tough luck lately. She's not really pitched poorly. She got off to a tremendous start, so the numbers were a little below that, but even since she started like that, which was a 4-0 record, and then coming into this series was 0-4 in her last 4 decisions, still had a sub-3.5 ERA.
Well, the walk-offs have come in all different forms. The one that probably hurt the most was a Brie Ellis walk-off home run against her in Salt Lake City when they were playing the Talons. But then there was a walk-off error against the Cascade, and then a walk-off sacrifice fly last night. So these walk-offs against her that have all happened recently have been in all different forms. But, you know, this is when the Blaze needs to be winning some games, fighting for a top 3 spot in the standings. But they've just not been hitting. Their pitchers have still been performing. In fact, when you look at their ERA in these last 5 games, I mean, it's still very good. But then you look at what they've been hitting, and the runs per game for them is lower than the already low number that their pitchers have been giving out.
Pickens walks Romero to start the inning. Back-to-back walks for Sierra in this game. 4 straight losses, 3 of them by walk-off, and all 3 Carlin Pickens has been in the circle for. This is what they've done in the last 5 games. They're 1-4 in that span. We see the ERA 2.26, allowing under 3 runs per game, but the hitting has been below those numbers, a 2.21 team average, and just barely over 2 runs per game on average.
That's why they've been losing these games. It really has not been anything that the pitching staff for Carlin Pickens have done. I'm sure they would tell you they're perfectionists and don't want to give up any runs. But at the end of the day in this league, you're going to give up some.
Left side right on the line. That's a foul ball. In her first 4 wins, it was just like run rule city for Carolina. Every time Carlin Pickens touched the ball, they won. They outscored teams 34-8 in her first 4 wins, but entering this series in the 4 losses, they were outscored 15-9, just could not score runs.
Carolyn Pickett is just an absolute star. I mean, we saw it in Tennessee, but then to see it carry over at the beginning of the season with this Blaze team and the outings that she had, and I mean, quite frankly, almost looking stronger than what she did at Tennessee to finish the year. And she had a very good senior year at Tennessee, but she's picked it up a couple of notches here as a pro, and another strikeout for her there.
Number 7 on the day, the second time she's got Leanne Good. And there's 1 out as we get back to the top of the order. This is the 3rd time through for Texas against Carolyn Pickens. Here's what's crazy about what she's done this year too. The batting average the first 3 times through, first time through 191, second time through 196, third time through 158 opponent average.
That's what I was saying earlier. Somehow she gets better going deeper into the games. Usually it is not like that. I would say, let's say, first time through against Carolyn Pickens, the number is 191. Then usually that second time through goes up to maybe 250, 275. And that third time through is like 350. I mean, that's how high the batting average can get against a pitcher that third time through the order, but not for Carolyn Pickens.
Runner on second now with 1 out. Boone at the plate, and it's a 2-1 count.
Well, it must be so different for Reese Atwood, who just spent 3 years catching Tegan Cavan, mostly a rise ball pitcher. 70, 72 up in the zone. Rise balls from Tegan Cavan, won the 2 national championships with her, to then going to a more drop ball pitcher down in the zone, 75, 76 like Carlin. 2 very successful pitchers that we've seen at the collegiate level, and now Carlin pitching at the professional level, but just a different pitcher to catch for Reese.
Ground ball up the middle. Nice play by Laird. Turns to first, but she hesitated. She was looking to get Lassiter at third, and it cost him an out. So now runners at the corners.
Yeah, it was that hesitation that she was thinking about going to third. And I think that she thought maybe she wasn't going to have a chance to get Riley Boone at first, or she was just moving that way toward third, thought it would be easier. But because she hesitated and thought about making that out at third, it gave Riley Boone enough time to get down the line.
Carolina coming together for a visit. Aubrey Leach ran all the way in from center field to be a part of it. She was the only outfielder that came in. There's one more thing on the Reese Atwood piece of this. It's just so interesting, the dynamic with Reese obviously having played against her, but think of all the scouting reports that she's seen on Carolyn Pickens. This is what we want to do. This is how we want to attack her. And now Reese Atwood gets to go behind the plate, and she knows what it's like. She knows what she likes or doesn't like about Carolyn, and that's how she's going to call a game.
Yeah, it's so true. And we're seeing Reese Atwood a lot more back behind the plate in her rookie season than what I think that we would normally be seeing her if Kayla Kowalik hadn't been hurt for the last few weeks. So Kayla Kowalik, a player that could play the outfield in any position, great athlete, but likely would be sharing time with Reese Atwood back behind the plate.
Texas gets creative on this first and third here with Danica Coffey at the plate.
Well, Reese Atwood really thrives in these first and third situations. We've seen them make a couple of plays this season, as well as plays when she was back at Texas, a Gold Glove winner back behind the plate for them, and just has a heck of an arm, always knows what she wants to do with her throws. And in these first and third situations, it can be tricky for the base runners and the defense, but Reese Atwood, even as a rookie, has led this defense in these first and third situations.
You taking the out here? If you're Carolina, if Boone runs, are you throwing her out?
Yeah, I'd find any way to get it. I mean, that's not the only way that we've seen them get outs in first and thirds.
And it won't happen like this. That is driven to left, so they do get an out, but the run will score. Danica Coffey put a great swing on that, and Texas is on the board.
And just went to one of the deepest parts of the park. Trackman saying that one went 210 feet. The only problem is it's 230 to center. So That left field gap is going to be deeper than 210 feet, but Mackenzie Clark, who has some solid range, able to track that one down for an out like you were talking about, but the Volts get a run to break up the shutout.
Outfield was pretty shallow on that play, too.
The last 2 runs that the Volts have scored against Carlin Pickens, the only runs that they've scored against her have come with good execution and a sacrifice fly to left field.
This is a dangerous hitter at the plate. Aaliyah Binford, who we did not see in the lineup last night, but has been one of their best hitters this year. 280 average. That's second best on the team. 5 home runs, leads this team, and tied for first in RBIs with 9.
She's been really good on the inner half, too, when you look at her home runs. She has such quick hands to get to inside pitches at 70 plus. So if you go inside to Binford, you have to be really careful on the inner half because she has that pull side power and quick hands.
Swing and a miss. Texas gets on the board, but Carlin Pickens has struck out 8 now through 5 innings. Him in that 3-run inning.
Well, and the Volts just having 2 hits last night, coming away with the win. You know that stung even more for the Blaze with how well their pitchers pitched in that game, seeing 3 different pitchers on staff for them in that loss. Just trying to figure out a way to score runs, and that way has been Reese Atwood. Walked twice, they pitched around her last night, and it gave her something to hit today.
Every team can look back over the season and say, well, what about that one? That game right there, this game right there. If Carolina ends up a half game out, 1 game out of a top 3 spot, they will look at last night's game and say that was the one that got away. 2 hits is all they allowed in that game. They had 9 runners that they left on base. 3 times had 2 runners on with no outs and didn't score. It's been a good response today. Brito lifts it to center, and Riley Boone tracks back to makes the catch.
If you were tuning in to this game, you need to buckle up for the next couple of games today and the next 9 days. The regular season ends on July 20th, and these teams are fighting for a top 3 spot in the standings to make their way to College Station to be able to then play that play-in game where the 2 versus 3 seed will play each other in a 1-game play-in game, and there will be a day break, and then the finals will happen with the 1 seed and whoever won that play-in game.
For those of you who have not watched the entire season, you saw the top of those standings with Utah and Chicago, just a game separating the 2. They played each other on the opening weekend, or the opening week of the season. Utah swept Chicago. The Bandits started 0-4 this year. They are rolling right now. They've matched the AUSL record with 8 consecutive wins, and they've got game 2 later today against Portland in what is a crucial matchup. The winner of that series is going to be knocking on the door of a playoff spot. And I think if you're a Carolina fan, this is hit out into shallow left center. Boone coming on to make the catch in the dirt. Riley Boone covered a ton of ground from center field.
We've seen her do it with her arm, diving catches, going back on balls. Riley Boone can do it all defensively. She came out of nowhere for this one. Called it last minute. You see Goodwin pull up so that she can get out of the way, and Boone can have a chance to catch that. But that last minute communication helped Boone seal the deal for that out.
Again, Texas bottom of the standings right now, but you just wouldn't know it the way they've played today and last night.
Defense is what helped them win it last night against the Blaze and helped contribute to that complete game shutout thrown last night by Niger Kennedy.
Just to finish up the standings conversations, if you are a Carolina fan, I think you're either rooting for the Bandits to go sweep Portland or to lose the next 2. You just don't want them to really kind of split things up. So you don't want the Bandits to win 2 because then you give Portland another win to get away from you. You don't play Portland. But the appeal of Chicago potentially losing the next two would be that you get to play them twice this coming week. So you have a direct route to catch up to the Bandits.
The Bandits offense, though, Chucky, in these last, 8 games that they've been on this 8-game win streak, maybe even the game before that, they got rolling. It's just the best offense in the league by far. Skylar Wallace and Sammy Williams have been tremendous at the top of that order. It just seems like when Skylar Wallace came back, the Bandits took a turn when she came back from the Japan Diamond League, where she was playing professionally, and rejoined the Bandits after they had already played several games.
Bandits Portland 5 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Then tomorrow 1 Eastern on ESPN2 will be game 3 of that series. Mac Barber's been great for them since they picked her up. Taryn Kern homered last night. Jenny Dalton-Hill put together a fantastic team.
These games mean something. Every game for the next 9 days, it means the entire season for these teams. And the Talons won the championship last year. You know, all these other teams want a chance to get in on that championship action like the Talons.
2-0 count for Carta against a pinch hitter, Jordan Rudd-Lee. Catcher out of Northwestern in her 4th professional season. Also one of the many coaches in the league, an assistant at Purdue. And gets ahead 3-0. Expansion has brought more drama in the standings. Last year, Utah and Chicago, they kind of ran away with it. By the last couple weeks, it was almost penciled in who was going to be in the championship. Maybe the only thing that was a question was who would be the #1 seed. There's even more value to being #1 this year because you go straight to the best-of-3 championship series, whereas 2 and 3 will play in a 1-game play-in a couple days before the championship begins in College Station.
Well, the inaugural season was so awesome last year. So much hype, so many sellouts, so much engagement with the fans, but adding 2 additional teams with the Spark and Cascade, it just made this league even better.
Strike 3, Rudd-Lee thought she had walked. She was headed to first, but gets rung up on the pitch.
It's a close call.
And Reese Atwood leading the way for this Blaze team today. Pickens with 8 strikeouts in the circle, throwing to Atwood, and Reese has the 3-run home run that is the difference. Nice job to frame that pitch for strike 1. It is Deja Mulipola leading off. She's reached both times on Carlin. Swings through that for strike 2.
Getting her to chase that changeup. That changeup, the 2nd time and 3rd time through the order for Carlin Pickens, has been her go-to pitch for swings and misses and outs.
Ground ball to the left of Brito, who can't get to it quick enough.
It was a hard hit on the changeup. That last one was brought a little bit up, and for Carlin Pickens, she just saw Mulipola chase one down in the dirt, but then with 2 strikes, brought that next changeup up a little bit in the zone, and it looks like Kara Dill, the head coach of the Blaze, is going to come out and talk to her defense. Maybe check on Brito.
While they do that, we'll tell you there's a busy day on ESPN the rest of the day. In the NBA Summer League, Pelicans, Hornets at 4, Knicks, Spurs at 6 o'clock, Hawks, Nets at 8, and then the late one is Lakers, Mavericks at 10 Eastern. That's today on ESPN and on the ESPN app.
What an interesting situation here with Brito coming off the field with the trainers. Jenna Laird maybe going to move over to shortstop now, and Aubrey Leach come in from center field to play second base, or we'll see how this Blaze defense is going to align itself now with Brito coming off the field. Now Devin Nats is coming onto the field. I wonder what happened. There was something on that ground ball up the middle that Kara Dill noticed immediately from Brito that she didn't like, and I hope that she's okay. Maybe didn't think that. I see her a little uncomfortable looking in the dugout right now. I hope she's okay. One of my top choices, I think, for Defender of the Year this year in the league.
So we just had a long list of defensive changes. Anna Gold is pretty much the only person who has not moved on the field, it seems like. Jenna Laird goes from second to short. Aubrey Leach from center to second. Devin Netzel come in at first. And Bailey Klingler has entered the game. She will go to right. Mackenzie Clark shifts to center. And Ocasio goes over to left field. Aubrey Leach having a conversation with her now teammate, former player at Tennessee. Coach Carlin Pickens in not an assistant coach role, but on staff at Tennessee the last 4 years. And here is Jackie Liss at the plate. So Mulipola leads off the inning with a single. We apologize, we're having some technical difficulties right now. Carlin Pickens misses with that first pitch just outside. And strike one to Jackie Liss, picked up out of the reserve athlete pool earlier this season. Finished her college career at Texas Tech this year. Hit .415 with 21 home runs and 75 RBIs.
And she has such a good eye, Jackie Liss does. You've seen that even her rookie season, leading the team in walks. Has a really short swing, doesn't really take a stride, just that front foot, heel up, heel down. Just a simple short swing that she has that allows her to see pitches deeper and recognize if it's going to be a ball or a strike.
That is low for ball 4. Now the go-ahead run comes to the plate in a 2-run game. Carolina leading Texas 3-1 with nobody out. Jaden Goodwin steps to the plate. These two very familiar with each other, not just in the SEC, but Georgia went to Knoxville in Super Regionals and lost to Tennessee. Shows bunt and gets it down. Nets throws to first. Her and Gold kind of ran into each other. On a very awkward play. Aubrey Leach did an excellent job to scoop that off the grass. It was almost like a quarterback getting hit as they throw, with Anna Gold running into Devin Netz there.
And Gold was able to cover a lot of ground from her third base position. And of course, as a third baseman, you're told to take everything that you can because your momentum and direction is already headed toward first base. You see them starting to talk things out and figure out what exactly happened on that play. But this could be the difference between out and safe at home because of that contact that you mentioned, and Nets not being able to get as much on her throw. Gold just kind of came out of nowhere. They're both calling for it. As you mentioned, good scoop by Aubrey Leach to go down and get that throw that was in the grass. I think she's out. I don't think I've seen enough quite yet to prove otherwise. Yeah, she's going to be out. And Aubrey Leach deserves a lot of love, and honestly, so does Devin Netz for even being able to make a throw that was catchable for Aubrey Leach, who just came in from center field, by the way, to play second base.
After review, the call on the field has been confirmed. The runner is out, and Texas has one challenge remaining.
I think it's a great challenge, though. I don't think there's any reason to not challenge this in the 6th inning to potentially load the bases with nobody out. Instead, it is second and third, and there is one out. And we are going to have a pinch hitter. We are also going to have a pitching change. So Rachel Garcia will be the pinch. Has been excellent over her last 10 outings. Last night we saw her for 3 innings, did not allow a hit or a run, walked just one and struck out one. What do you like about them going to her in this spot?
I like the fact that she's going to keep the ball down in the zone with her drop ball, rely on this infield back behind her that's just peppered with gold glovers, and even if they didn't win a gold glove, they still would be in contention to win one. So it'd have a much different look than Carlin Pickens. Going to be a little bit slower on the velo. It's still going to be down in the zone, and a veteran that has pitched in plenty of these moments.
This is her 11th relief appearance of the season, and in those 21 and 2/3 innings, she has a 2.58 ERA. Rachel Garcia to left, it gets down and it comes up and hits Ocasio in the head. It's going to tie the game, but Alicia Ocasio, I think, took that right off the side of her head. And she instantly went to a knee. Just hope that she is okay. So Rachel Garcia comes in, pinch hit, 2 RBI double. Now the concern is all with Alicia Ocasio, who is going to exit this game.
Hard hit ball that just had topspin on it and dove down right in front of her, so off the ground, went right into her face. Rachel Garcia coming off the bench, hitting the ball hard on a pitch that was down the zone like she was expecting, and just hoping that Ocasio is going to be okay, who is scheduled to leave in a couple of days to go to Peru to compete with Team Puerto Rico, or the Puerto Rican national team, in a World Cup qualifier.
She is massively important to not just Carolina, but to that Puerto Rican team that she's played on since 2013. Now after that, Valerie Cagle will enter the game in the outfield. Sure, Mackenzie Clark was looking for something out in the outfield. I'm not sure exactly what it was. She is back in center field. So after all of that, Ocasio exits the game, Cagle in left field. Kaylani Ricketts delivers strike one to Jayla Lassiter, who after the last at bat for Sierra Romero exiting the game twice, so she cannot re-enter. Lassiter has to stay in the lineup to hit. But we are tied at 3 here.
Just some gritty at-bats by this Volts team. Deja Mulepola leading off with hitting a 2-strike changeup out of the hand of Carlin Pickens. Not easy to do at all. And then a walk after that. Great execution by Goodwin to put the bunt down and give the opportunity for Garcia to come off with 2 in scoring position and doing her job. And think about how tough this has been defensively for the Blaze. This same inning, they've lost their shortstop that looked very uncomfortable, and Alyssa Brito coming off the field had to shuffle up their defense mid-game. And then now the same thing happened. The Ocasio injury as Kaylani Ricketts gets her first strikeout.
It's an important second out as Leanne Good steps to the plate. Takes ball 1 away. Off the end of the bat, it's an awkward spot. Good has decent speed, but can't beat it out. Aubrey Leach made 2 nice defensive plays in that inning. We are all tied up again after 6 between Carolina and Texas. All order with just 7 games remaining, including this one. Trying to get to 9 and 10. That is their first goal. Portland and Chicago play later today.
All right, we'll see how this 7th inning goes. I mean, it has been heartbreaking for the Blaze team, their coaching staff, and their fans with these close games as of late. And here they are in yet another one because of these late runs that they've given up in the 5th inning or later.
4 consecutive losses for Carolina, all by 1 or 2 runs, 3 of them by walk-off. First at bat of the day for Valerie Cagle. She's been swinging a great bat as of late. We saw her homer in her first at bat of the series a couple weeks ago in Durham against Utah. Didn't play in the first couple games, started game 3 and homered on one of her first pitches she saw. 2-1 count from Carta, just outside 3-1.
It seemed like that game, that home run, has kind of propelled her, given her a lot of momentum in these last few games. After hitting that home run, the Blaze ended up avoiding the sweep and winning that game.
Up and in, Cagle is hit.
Remember, she had a pinch hit double in the game last night. The Blaze had a chance to score from first base, decided not to send Reese Atwood, but it was Cagle stepping up and finding a way to get on base, put good barrel to it, find a way to get on base again.
That looks like it'll do it for Allie Carta's day. Tremendous performance in the circle. Those 3 runs on the board, all unearned because of 2 defensive errors back in the 2nd inning. Carta departs to applause, and Aaliyah Binford will get the ball. 1 on, no outs, will step away. 3-3, Carolina, Texas. 1 on, nobody out. Top of the order for the Blaze. It's Aubrey Leach, the first to face Aaliyah Binford, who just misses inside with ball 1.
And is going to slow things down big time with her changeup. It's her best pitch, keep the ball down the zone with her drop ball, but will throw a changeup in any count.
Leach, slow roller right side. Binford will toss this to Roos. Those were tight quarters for a play like that, but they made it.
And exactly what I think Aubrey Leach wanted to do there. Advance the runner, put this defense in motion a little bit. Thought it could be done by a bunt or a soft slap like this, hitting the ball into the ground, making them make a play. And they did make that play. Now first base will be open, and it will look like the Volts will likely put Reese Atwood at first base like they had an opportunity to do earlier in the game. They're going to take that opportunity now and have runners at first and second.
I mean, mixed feelings for the crowd here in Round Rock, who want to see Reese Atwood swing because there's a lot of Reese fans in the stands, and also understanding that the Volts' best path to a win is to not throw to number 15. This is a scary one too, though. Devin Netz is 2 for 3. She takes strike 1. This is Binford's 15th appearance. 14 of them have come in relief. She leads this team with 2 wins and a sub-3 ERA. Netz to shallow center, and Riley Boone makes the catch.
And there is that changeup, getting an aggressive power hitter out in front off the end of the bat, and Devin Netz. A little bit of an off-speed drop there at 63. It just kind of felt like a changeup with how far out in front she was, hitting it more off the end of the bat, maybe looking for something even more firm than that.
Bailey Klingler takes strike 1. She's 1 for 3 today as well. Klingler trying to wait on that 50-mile-per-hour changeup.
Drops it down a lot and likes to throw that pitch back-to-back, sometimes back-to-back-to-back. A lot of confidence in that pitch in any count.
.69 miles per hour down and away. Almost a 20-mile-per-hour difference between those 2 pitches.
Loves to change speeds in all different types of ways.
Wheeler fights that off. Bailey has 1 home run this year. It was a grand slam last week in Oklahoma City in a 5-run 5th inning that they entered losing 4-0 in. Takes just outside. Haley Klingler played her college ball at Washington. She is from Houston, though, so back in her home state. Taps this right side, Lassiter climbs the ladder. Keilani Ricketts in the circle for her first full inning of work after entering in relief of Carlin Pickens. Pickens went 5 1/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, and 8 strikeouts. She will see the top of the order here. Riley Boone, Danica Coffey, Aaliyah Benford. Boone takes strike one.
Riley Boone has just been such an igniter for this Volts team defensively, offensively, leading them in average and hits. Think about the way that the Volts defense has stepped up late in this game. The Riley Boone diving catch in center field, Jayla Lassiter at first base, who's playing first base for the first time this season, by the way, made that last out, was positioned perfectly. Hurt them early on, but then defense has stepped up late.
Boone back up the middle between the legs of Ricketts. A leadoff single in the 7th. Riley Boone had the sacrifice fly winner last night, and now she represents the potential walk-off winning run.
Just going down, staying in her legs, getting that drop ball, firing up this team. This is Riley Boone in a nutshell when you see her celebrate all the different parts of this game, finding a way to get on base, trying to walk this thing off.
Conversation happening over at first base right now. One of our umpires and Riley Boone, as well as Josh Trevino. It's Robbie Guest over at first, Smokey Eds behind the plate, and Emerus Addison, the third base umpire.
There's a big conversation going on there with Riley Boone and Robbie Guest. Very curious what they were talking about, but I guess she's going to stay put there at first base.
Also, it would appear just had some defensive movement for Carolina. I think Valerie Cagle is coming into the infield to play first, and Devin Netz might be going to left. There's a lot of interesting things going on, too, with this Carolina team, because Ocasio left the game, Brito left the game, both last inning. They're running out of options a little bit. This isn't a college roster. You have 16 players to work with. Danica Coffey at the plate. Speedy Riley Boone at first. Coffey shows bunt and fouls it back.
You're right, only 16 players on the roster compared to college. Going to have 20 plus on their roster. Not very many options, especially after injuries.
Coffey shows bunt, gets this one down. Anna Gold makes the play. The throw to second. Not quite there to get Boone. So the winning run now at second base.
Those walk-offs have to be in the back of the minds of these Blaze players. So important still in this situation to play to win, not to play to lose, and let those emotions, nerves overcome you from the past.
Lonnie Ricketts has got to be careful with these next two hitters, Aaliyah Benford and Deja Mulipola. Benford falls behind 0-2, so Keilani gets her right where she wants her. Takes. Aaliyah Benford has just relished these moments the last couple of years. She was extremely clutch in their regionals, super regionals, and Women's College World Series run helping lead Ole Miss there for the first time ever as a senior. This is what she did in the circle. Supers and the Women's College World Series for Ole Miss last year, 18 1/3, 1 earned run. She had a number of clutch home runs in that run that helped get them to that point. Swings through this, though, for a massive second out for Ricketts.
When you saw the look on the face of Aaliyah Binford as she swung and missed out, Kaylani Ricketts had been working her on the outside corner, low and away, decided to come in. We talked about it with Binford. If you go in, you have to go hard in. What a massive strikeout for Kaylani Ricketts against the best home run hitter on the team.
Now Deja Mulipola at the plate. They will intentionally walk Deja, so now a force at all the bases with runners on first and second. And instead they'll try their luck with Jackie Liss. He takes the first pitch low for ball one.
Good decision. First base open, going with wanting to face the rookie versus a veteran like Deja Mulipola, who plays softball 11 months of the year. All different levels, or places, I should say.
It's one of those matchups that's just so interesting from an experience perspective. Kaylani Ricketts in her 14th professional year against Jackie Liss in her rookie season. 2-1.
The thing about Jackie Liss, she's not good at chase. Has a really good eye, like taking that last pitch to get herself into a hitter's count. And again, other hitters will be more aggressive and chase against Kaylani Ricketts, but Jackie Liss might just get something more on the plate because of her eye here.
There it is. It's off the end of the bat, foul. And that'll make it a full count. Talked a lot about the Carolina bad luck recently, the walk-off losses. 3 out of their last 4 losses by walk-off. Texas has had plenty of their own bad luck. 6 losses this season in which they were tied or winning in the 5th inning or later. 3-2 to Liss. Another foul ball. Big crowd showed up hours before first pitch. Liss into right center field. Back-to-back nights. Texas wins it in walk-off fashion.